So, real quick, I want to talk about the greatest gift in the universe. What is the greatest gift in the universe? The greatest gift given to God's creation is free will. The greatest gift in the universe is free will. Oftentimes, people underestimate the importance and the power to be able to choose, to be able to make a choice, to be able to make your own decisions. People underestimate the power of free will. But when the Most High created mankind, He gave us something very special. We received the gift of free will so that we could make our own choices according to our own free will. Now, the fall occurred because man, used his free will to listen to Satan, right? But please don't get it twisted. You will reap what you sow. Having free will does not mean that you can do whatever it is that you want to do without suffering the consequences. Even though we have free will, we are still responsible for the choices that we make. That's called accountability, being held accountable for your actions. Let me give you an example. Just like a hooker or a prostitute or a whore, right? If she goes out screwing around, screwing different men unprotected, that's her choice, right? That's part of her having free will. So she's choosing to do that. She's making a conscious decision to sleep around. Now, what she reaps, right, she has no control over. So when she starts to get STDs, uncurable diseases such as AIDS or herpes, genital herpes or something like that, that's all based off the consequences of her free will, right? So you can't go feeling sorry for her. Oh, that's so sad. She caught AIDS. That's so sad. She got herpes. You have to hold her accountable, just how God holds us accountable, right? She's reaping what she sowed. So like I said, having free will does not mean that you can go and do whatever it is that you want without suffering the consequences. Even though we do have free will, we are still held responsible, right, for the choices and decisions that we choose to make. You can choose to sow whatever you want, but you cannot choose what you will reap. And that's in the book of Galatians, right? Most High told you, for whatever a man sows, that he will reap. For who sows to his flesh, for he who sows to his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption, but he who sows to the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life. That's law. That's word, right? So free will, aka personal choice, whatever you want to call it, what it does is it directs our steps to heaven or hell. And it marks us as either good or evil. You know a tree by the fruit that it bears, right? So, for example, if I was to go around, doing wickedness, doing evil things, right? You will label me an evil person. You would not label me good, right? Because the free will that I have, meaning the choices that I'm making, these personal decisions that I am making to do evil, that's why I will be called evil. And vice versa. If I was going around doing good to others, you will label me as a good person. You all have the knowledge between good and evil. So we don't even have to get into that. But so why did God give us free will? Why did he give us free will? Simply put, I'm going to read a verse to you out of the book of Enoch. Now, the Most High said, He said, and I appointed for him 4 special stars, and I called his name Adam. Now, Adam translates to man. We're talking about mankind here, us human beings. The Most High said, and I showed him the 2 ways. I showed him the light, and I showed him the darkness. And I told him, this is good and that is bad, so that I should learn whether he has love towards me or hatred, and so that it will be clear who in his race, who in the human race, loves me. Simple. Simple. So to sum it up, the Most High gives us free will, meaning gives us a choice to see if we love him or not, to see if we're going to do the right thing or not. Right? Right. It's simple as that. Now, real quick, something else I want to go over is that we are not the only ones that have free will. Angels have free will as well. Now, I was watching this movie called The City of Angels, and if you've ever watched that movie, you know it's about the fallen angels and how, like, since the beginning of time, how it all first happened when the Most High sent the angelic beings here to watch over us human beings, and they begin to rebel against God. And once again, that was their choice, their free will to rebel against God. That's why he allowed it to happen. That's common sense, because they too have free will. But that's what that movie is about. And now it's one scene that I want to go over. Now, the angel who was still in his angelic form, he was sitting at a table with one of the former angels who had traded in, everything he had to become, excuse me, y'all. He traded in his natural estate, which was being an angel, being here to watch over human beings. He traded that in, and now he was fallen. He was literally a fallen angel, but in a human body, y'all, in human form. Excuse me, I kind of got mixed up there. But yeah, anyway, so it was something that I want to point out that happened in this scene. So when the man introduced himself, he said that his name was Nathaniel Messenger, Gluten Hedonist, former celestial body, recent addition to the human race. Now I'm going to say that again. He introduced himself as Nathaniel Messenger, Gluten Hedonist, former celestial body, recent addition to the human race. Now, if you know what gluten mean, that means greedy, right? And a hedonist is someone that is a pleasure seeker, right? And he said that he was a former celestial body. Celestial body just means heavenly body, right? Which is a particle of matter that's in the universe. So basically he's telling you that he was a angel, right? In his celestial body, he had his heavenly body, but he's now a recent addition to the human race. He fell. He fell from grace because he made a choice, a conscious decision due to his free will and his own pleasures. Told you he also introduced himself as a hedonist. A hedonist is a pleasure seeker. Right? Right. It's a pleasure seeker. And that's why the Most High says that of your own free will, you have transgressed through your desire for divinity, greatness, and an exalted state. People make choices to be disobedient to God. Those angels made a choice to rebel against God and his word, right? But that was their choice, their free will. But anyways, he introduced himself as that, and the angel that was still in his heavenly body said, "How?" And the other angel that was now in human form said, "You choose." And he said, "Choose." And he said, "You choose. You choose to fall to the earth. You take the plunge, the tumble, the dive. You jump off a bridge. You leap out of a window. You just make up your mind to do it, and you do it. You wake up all smelly, and your body is aching from head to toe, and you're hungrier than you've ever been in your life. Only you have no idea what hunger is, right? Because remember, he was an angel. Hunger and things like that, that's something that us human beings feel being here on this earth, right? Right. Only you have no idea what hunger is or any of that stuff. So it's real confusing and painful, but it's very, very good. And then the angel that was still in his heavenly body said, "Human," right? Right. So I just said that to say this. And real quick, let me backtrack. Angels is not humans, y'all. Angels aren't humans. They never were and they never will be. They travel with the speed of thought and they can read your mind, right? But they also have free will. That's my whole point. They made a choice to fall. They made a choice to be disobedient to the Most High. They made a choice. Just how we have free will, they have free will as well, you guys. Why do you think Satan has to try to tempt you and do things to get you to sin? He's not making you sin. You have a choice. Yeah, he's tempting you, but he knows that you have free will. So the choice is yours, right? Right. It's free will. It's always free will, y'all. It has always been about free will. That's what they do not want you to know. You have a choice. You have a choice. Yes. Like I said, you have no control over what you will reap, but you do have a choice of what you sow, right? Now understand, it is evil that entraps us all. It is evil that tugs from within, but neither have control until we choose to relent. There go that word again. Choose, choice, make a decision, free will. So understand, like I said, I'm not gonna be here too long. I just kind of wanted to make a point real quick. But yeah, the greatest gift in the universe, y'all, is free will. That is what God gave us. That is the one of the most precious and special things that he gave us, right? Oh yeah, and another thing I want to go over in that movie scene, the guy said, he gave those bozos, he was referring to us human beings. He said he gave those bozos the greatest gift. You think he didn't give it to us angels too? And the guy who was still in his heavenly body said, "What gift?" And he said, "Free will." And if you watch the movie, you will then see that he goes on to take that plunge, to take that dive. He took that leap. He fell from his natural state. He wanted to be a human being, you guys, or he wanted to get the experience. He will never be a human being though, because you have to remember angels do not feel. They cannot feel. They are not wired and created like us human beings were. We were literally made in the image of the Most High, y'all. We were made in the image of God. That's why the Most High told us that after all that, he created man in the likeness of his own form. The Most High put eyes into us so that we can see. He put ears into us so that we can hear. He put a heart into us so that we can reflect. And he gave us intellect to enable us to deliberate, meaning to make our own decisions, our own choices. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But the greatest gift given to mankind, y'all, is free will. It's the fact that we have free will. So understand, no matter what you're going through, or even, you may be poor, you may be down on your luck, you still have free will. You still have a choice. A lot of these people have sold out to the devil, and he has taken their voice. He has taken their free will. He has taken that power that they would have, that ability to choose, that ability to be able to make their own decisions. They are now just controlled puppets, robots, clones, drones, not real human beings.